Welcome to our talk about using the Elastic Stack for flight search and vacation planning. Over the next several minutes, I will be going over how we found the data to process, how we enrich the data with geolocation to enable the ability to visualize using cabana maps, and how we process and view the data to find the flight of our choice. This demo is for informational purposes only and is neither an endorsement or condemnation of any airline, airport, or other entity. Data used during this demonstration is publicly available from the Bureau of Transportation Statistics and the Federal Aviation Administration. Both are entities of the United States Department of Transportation. The Bureau of Transportation Statistics, or BTS, On-Time Performance Database is a collection of reports by airlines containing information about each flight. Each row in the database contains an origin and destination in the form of IATA code, date and time of arrival and departure local to the airport, duration of each flight, distance of each flight, along with any diversions that the flight made. This data is available for each month with data going back to 1987, and for this talk we will be working with the past 6 years of data from January 1st, 2016 until November 30th, 2021. Unfortunately, there is a 3-month delay in publishing the data to allow airlines to file the necessary paperwork. As with any data set, enriching the data gives us the ability to infer greater insights from the same data set. In this case, the On-Time Performance Database gives us both the IATA code for origin and destination airport along with city and state. This is useful for data analysis, but not for map visualization using Cabana. We need to append a geopoint to each flight for the origin, destination, and any diversions. In adding the airport location as a geopoint, we can now build out map visualizations in the form of point-to-point maps, grid maps, or heat maps in Cabana to show where commercial flights depart and land. Although not necessary for flight search, adding the data from the FAA tail number registry gives us the make and model of the aircraft providing the flight. Creating an initial dashboard shows the state of most air travel in the US over any time slice for which we have loaded data. With that, we can also see general statistics including how many flights, number of miles flown, total travel time in the air, and the number of aircraft. We can also build out a map visualization with origin and destination, point to point, and show the number of flights that departed from a location. We can break down the general statistics of air travel by airlines as well and show the number of flights over time. Finally, we can add both the busiest airports by arrival and departures. Recently, I wanted to take a vacation to Florida, but finding an airport or time to travel was important to me. In using the dashboard that was created to show air traffic, we can slice and dice the data by airline, airport, route, or state to begin searching for our flight. Since we were looking for flights in Florida, we can add a filter to only show destinations in the state of Florida. In this particular case, I wanted to see what direct flights are also available from Denver. I can either add a filter like before or scroll down to the departures listing and add DIA to the filter list. This shows all the direct flights that were made during our time window. Although this doesn't show connecting flights, we can begin to see where we might want to go on vacation and when would likely be the best time to vacation. In this particular case, we were looking to go on vacation in the panhandle of Florida and were ultimately open to making a change of flights somewhere. With the same dashboard, we have a bar graph showing how many flights there were each month across the top. Looking at the overall data, there's a spike in January every year, followed by a lull in February and another spike in March. Filtering by only flights going to Florida, we can see that the trend holds true. When I did the search on a travel website, it did correlate that flights to Florida and flights in general were cheaper in February than either January or March. This holds true for pre-COVID flight data. Because we have air traffic from all airlines, we can view the performance of a single airline of our choice or compare different airlines side by side. One piece of information that has always been kind of interesting is that some flights have a very short air time. We can see what these flights are by setting a filter to show where these flights occur. Most of the short flights are those traveling around the Hawaiian Islands or commuter flights from small airports to major hubs. Also, something that I noticed while making this presentation is that no cancellations occurred on flights with an airtime of less than 30 minutes. In the past several minutes, we've discussed a brief overview of how to use open source governmental data with some minor enrichment and the ElasticStack to create vibrant dashboards to search for flights for a vacation. We've also demonstrated how to use the dashboards to compare airlines and gather inferences into how airlines perform. There's much more that can be done with the data and visualizations that can be created using this methodology, and we've only begun to scratch the surface as to what can be done. If you would like to discuss this topic further or have a correction, feel free to reach out to us here at Elk Necromancers via email at elastic_talks@elknecromancers.com. We will also be here on chat for the rest of our talk time if you have any questions. And enjoy the rest of the conference.